Good afternoon, good evening, good wherever you are. How's everyone doing? We are back with more Final Fantasy XVI. Let's get in and get the marks done. Or we'll crack on with the next bit of story. Sweet. My camera looks dark as hell. Okay, sorted. Right. So yeah, we just gotta crack on with the marks before we do the next bit of story.
Did you see the pair that got hauled into time?
Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
Did you see that?
The mayor, Dalmekia. Claim he lives alone in one of the many abandoned villages. Nope, I had a feeling it was going to be there. Oh, I can't. Oh, never mind. I can't do anything. I've got to push on with the next bit of story. Never mind. We'll get there in a minute.
Otto, how fares the realm?
The realm? Oh, she's just fine. As long as you look past the fat storms out mother crystals and her skies are a roiling cesspit.
And Gav?
He's with your uncle in the Free Cities, helping Mid with her project. Sent an owl their way the moment the winds turned foul. Still waiting on a reply, though.
Do you have any good news?
Well, that depends on your definition of good.
All right, fine. What do you suggest we do?
Oh, no, I'm just a messenger. I leave the scheming to those more suited to the task. Could be that Lady Vivian and Old Tomes have their own thoughts on the current state of things. Could be that they don't. It certainly can't hurt to ask.
I suppose not.
Just wink wink.
I see that every report that comes my way makes it into the hands of both Lady Vivian and the Lawsmen. If anyone could tell you what might be barreling down the mountain towards us, it would be that pair.
How is it that every one of your little excursions presages some inexplicable catastrophe? Not that you are to blame for the Dominion's fate. No one could have predicted the actions of the Crown Prince.
I'm sorry I couldn't save your home.
My countrymen are stronger than you think. A few toppled clock towers won't break their spirits. They'll be back on their feet in no time.
I hope so.
Look at us. Bluer than a pair of bog crabs. Tempting though it may be, sulking will not help us find a solution to this mess.
You believe there's one to be found?
I don't know. But I am certain we're more likely to find it if we first examine the facts.
Map time!
Beneath these darkened skies, fear and confusion reign over Valisthea. Oh, the lands around the fallen mother crystals had already begun to wilt for want of ether. But not like this. Crystals that filled wells and fueled furnaces, now nothing but pretty shards of rock. And those that hang from the people's necks cast nary a glimmer of light to keep the dark at bay. It is only a matter of time before the common folk convince themselves that the end of days is upon us. yet I fear a swift end is more than we can hope for. While most of the world thirsts for ether, the remainder drowns in it, spawning Akashic in droves. And amidst the hordes of mindless beasts, with magics as like to fail as function, even the strongest nation would falter. Rosaria and the Iron Kingdom teeter on the brink of collapse, while the tragedy in Twinside has all but paralyzed the Holy Empire. Dhalmekia fares little better. Rumor has it the ministers fled the capital after the fall of Drake's Fang, leaving their beloved republic to crumble. Waloed, meanwhile, moves in earnest. The Einherjar has been sighted off-storm. The world, in short, is in chaos. It would seem our civilization was nothing but a castle of sand, to be washed away at the whim of the waves.
A castle of sand.
Not my best flourish, but it seemed fitting. The reports I've received are considerably more blunt in their appraisal. Without the protection of their nations, it will fall to the people to defend themselves against those who would take what is theirs.
Which is only ever going to end one way.
Defending a farmhouse against a band of chocobo thieves is one thing, but pitchforks and palisades will do little to stall an army's advance. Should the King of Waloed deign to invade, there would be none to stop him.
None but us.
And because Ultima wants them to sever all the ties that Clive has, to break them, we know exactly what the King of Waloed is doing next. Primogenesis. A spell cast by Ultima that casts a rolling pall over all Varusthea.
Is a storm coming soon? Will there be thunder?
The Sins of Dhalmekia. An illustrated history of the twins, Volume 4. Tales of the Founder, Mort D'Oliver. Read pretty much everything else in here. Yep.
Let me guess. You're here about the skies.
Is there anything you don't know, Lawsman?
It doesn't take a court astrologer to augur the obvious. As for what has disturbed the heavens, that, I believe, is a question the Fallen might be better placed to answer than I. And on the 6th day did the gods tear the sun from the firmament, visiting darkness upon their prideful sons and daughters. But I dare say you remember your childhood lessons on the sins of Zemeckis only too well.
You think they're connected? That Ultima was one of the gods responsible?
Well, he has certainly exhibited powers that we mortals would associate with the divine.
There is nothing divine about him.
But he wouldn't be the first god of whom that could be said, now would he? Yet for all the fairy tales that tell of the sins, there is almost nothing in the way of actual historical accounts. Had I the Journal of Moss the Chronicler, I may have been able to tell you more, but alas, I fear all remaining copies have been lost to time. You will forgive me, I hope?
Certainly not. Because there is nothing to forgive. Even without this journal, you've provided us ample wisdom. And we will always be grateful for it. Perhaps Otto will be more inclined to share his thoughts when he hears what the others had to say.
Knowledge hoarded is knowledge lost. With the darkening skies,
Fear has once again taken hold of our hearts. And though I have not the power to dispel the gloom above, I should like to believe my tales help to lighten it below.
But be that as it may,
Turning our eyes from the problems which face us will not help to solve them. A mere tale cannot lighten the burden of those who must bear the weight of the world.
I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before. You wish to study the tomes?
Ifrit risen. The two icons of fire united as one. Clive and Joshua manifested this being in the skies above the crystalline dominion after entreating their icons to grant them the power they needed to quell the raging behemoth. It is the body of Ifrit, the wings of the phoenix, and the might that far exceeds either icon alone. The crystal flower. When Drake's tail came under attack by a maddened behemoth, the heart of the Mother Crystal responded by delving into its attacker's innermost thoughts and summoning into creation that which most plagued his tortured soul. The wyvern tail that represented the trust Prince Dion's father placed in him and his duty to the realm. The phoenix spread its wings once more in the skies above Crystalline Dominion, wings in which reside the flames of rebirth. Among which the dominant warriors emerge. In modern times, dominants are often born among the Sambucus nobility, most likely because the tribe bloodline still runs strong in their ranks. Dragons. Majestic winged beasts that are commonly considered to be some of Valisthea's most ancient creatures. Albeit rarely sighted in modern times, there are countless myths and legends regarding dragons, one of the most prominent being that Valisthea itself was formed when a mighty drake fell from the sky. According to the Gregorian faith, dragons were created by the goddess herself to serve as holy sentinels over her earthly demons, and as such have long been employed by the Holy Empire of Sanbreque in various martial roles within and without the Imperial Legion. The Imperial Province of Rosaria. Yeah, 876 left Sanbreque with barely the wherewithal to rule itself, rendering the erstwhile dukedom a subject of the empire in name and little else. Valisthea, a realm comprising the two continents of Storm and Ash, over which the Mother Crystals stand timeless vigil. Timeless, that is, until Cid and his disciples commenced their campaign to bring each one crashing down, spreading chaos and confusion to every corner of the land. When ill-omened clouds summoned by Ultima gathered over Valisthea, the delicate balance governing the magic-yielding power of Aether was finally shattered, and the realm was changed forever. Prince Dion's opposition to the machinations of the Holy Empire, Empress Ambellas, spurred the Dragoons to rise up against their emperor in an insurgency which saw them fall suddenly and decisively from grace. Dion Lesage upended the political and military order, spreading unrest and disruption across the land. This disruption was further worsened when Ultima unleashed Primogenesis, obliterating Twinside and plunging the realm yet deeper into chaos. The Kingdom of Waloed, the sole surviving nation in Ash. Waloed has its capital at Stormere, home to the Mother Crystal of Drake's Spine. It is ruled over by Barnabas Therma, dominant of Orton and Warden of Darkness, who, it transpires, has formed an alliance with the mysterious being known as Ultima. Dion led his dragoons in revolt against the perceived treasons of Empress Annabella and her son Olivier, but was instead goaded into slaying his own father and driven to madness, transforming into Bahamut and laying waste to much of the Dominion. Goots. He aided Clive and Jill in gaining entrance to the besieged Crystalline Dominion by having them pose as sellswords, hired to protect an honest merchant visiting Twinside to trade in smithing paraphernalia. Somehow, surviving the chaos that was to follow, he was scooped up from the ruined city by Joshua, who transformed the Phoenix to effect his allies' escapes. Honza, an orphan boy in Bockland, strong-armed into pickpocketing travellers. He pledged to become the first customer of Goot's Forge when the trader became a fully fledged blacksmith. Barnabas's mother, the mother of King Barnabas of Waloed, or at least an Ultima summoned illusion of her as his majesty remembers her in life. Kind of creepy. Kind of creepy. The suggested relationship that he had with his mother.
You are always welcome, Clive.
Sid, did you know that chocobos are far more resilient to the effects of ether than most other beasts? Some say that's one of the reasons they were tamed for use as mounts and sumpters, so that an ether flood wouldn't mean instant death for their riders or drivers. Me, I reckon they built it up over generations. Too many foolish traders driving their birds into floods, and only the toughest surviving.
Yeah. Good to know.
Is a storm
Ba ba
coming,
ba
Sid?
ba 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 da da da. He's having a nap in the sun. He's having a nap. Got a bit of sunlight on him.
Clive, we have a problem.
Only one. That would be a first.
It would. Actually, there are three. We had as many owls arrive while you were at the shelves. Martha's got a Akashic out her gates, and talk of monsters roaming the hills outside of Northreach has put the wind up Isabel and her lot.
And don't forget Dalimil. Lubor says the village was raided by bandits.
When it rains...
It
fucking
falls.
pours. The curse breakers are spread thin, taking stock of the damage in the Dominion. And even if I could get word to all of them, I doubt they'd get here in time to make any real difference. Which means there's only two people who can.
Jill and I.
Let them know we're on our way. I'm ready when you are, Clive.
The messages from Martha, Isabel and Lubor weren't long. But what they lacked in detail, they more than made up for in urgency. Our friends need your help.
Clive! Anything catch your eye? pristine enough?
I still don't see the point in his menu. Anything he ever shows, you can just see on the world map or in the hideaway. The world map's pretty much the hub, like, besides the hideaway. Right, so now I can go hunting. Let's go from there and go around. Yep, it's not sunny
Good girl.
anymore.
Run like the wind.
Run like a whip, bullseye! I can't believe they're making another Toy Story.
All right.
It sort of had the perfect end, but milk, milk, milk. The only way I could see that ever happening, the thing is, they've already confirmed that Woody and Buzz are coming back, so we know it's not going to be a complete reboot, which is a shame. Really, they should reboot for a new generation. It's a risk, but I think, like, obviously, their story come to an end quite nicely. Hey, I don't know, it might be good. Yeah, a little.
All yours, Torgal.
Get out.
Come on. Fly, Ambrosia.
I still remember the first time I went to see Toy Story 1 in the cinema. Me, my brother, and one of my friends, and his mother. Same with Shrek. I remember me and a friend in middle school and got on the bus to go to the next one of the next towns over.
Enough of you, are there?
We both went to this really cheap cinema. Obviously, we're just kids. We didn't have a crap load of money. It's like really cheap tickets. Yeah, we went to see Shrek 1. I just remember laughing my ass off at that. And then I remember going to see Final Fantasy and Spirits Within. The only film to ever make me fall asleep in a cinema. That film was garbage.
Be safe.
Da, 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 pa, 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 pa. Da, 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 da,
Not the God's forsaken soul, eh? Only those who have nothing can hear. So empty your pockets.
Oh, you little. Alright.
I needed that.
Ah, that's too
slow.
Oh, shit, that was right into it. Da, 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 da. Oh, you little. Like that was on the last one. Good night. No one bites the dust.
A deserter turned outlaw. Even more sinner than he knew.
Next. Da, 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 da. Obviously, I read the descriptions of these marks yesterday before ending the stream, so not rereading.
Don't want to see any more of our friends hurt.
Okay, Jill. We'll try.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
What will it be today?
Ask about the skies. It is not merely the men and women of Valisthea who have been affected by the imbalance of the ether. These blackened skies have cast a pall over all the creatures of the realm.
And how could it not?
They are living beings, just as we are. Alas, their instinct drives them to flee from that which cannot be escaped, ushering them only to madness and death.
But are we any better?
We consider ourselves above such base instincts, and yet fear and bewilderment drive us to make war on our fellow man, turn at our own suffering upon those who suffer just as keenly as we do. If that is what it means to be human, Clive, I wonder if we are even worth saving at all.
I cannot claim.
To have been shocked to learn of Twinside's destruction. Indeed, I have long known that such a fate was all but guaranteed. A piece of parchment was all that ever stood between the Dominion and Chaos, and those who signed the treaty were only going to abide by it for as long as it suited them. Emperor Sylvester's invasion saw it torn to shreds at last, and as the pieces scattered to the winds, long festering enmities came to the fore once more.
Such are the wages
of greed and distrust. If those in power pay heed to their whispers, they are like to grow into a mighty storm, one which the walls of even the stoutest citadel might not withstand.
ironic, then.
That it should be Prince Dion, the boldest, most trustworthy player in this ignoble game, who should deal the finishing blow.
How may I help you today?
Of course.
I really hate this menu, because it doesn't mark what's new. At least in the other one you can keep track of things, because it's not colored with loads of people's icons and that. Just a little red dot next to what's new.
Here's the
would
latest
be so much
information
handy.
I have.
I don't really use this menu that much. Whereas
One
this
must
one, I
understand
do
one's
look.
place in the world.
A hideaway. So we're scattered to all the corners, trying to help everybody. Bandits. Those who make their coin from stealing from others, or from their corpses. Banditry is outlawed in every corner of the realm, so those who turn to it must make their beds far from the eyes of the constabulary, often setting up camp in abandoned villages. Some brigands will elect to band into small armies, that together they might have the strength to make raids upon towns and villages in search of the food and funds they need to survive. Akasik. The irreversible change brought about by a living being overexposed to ether. Creatures are stripped of any intelligence or sense of self they may once have had and become suffused with life force, usually manifesting as extreme strength and aggression. Flora can also be turned, resulting in their twisted overgrowth. Those with ethereal tolerance, however, such as dominants and bearers, are less likely to turn Akashic. Beasts, animals whose evolution has been warped by exposure to ether. Some gain the ability to cast magics. Unlike bearers, however, they seem to have developed little ethereal tolerance, so it is not uncommon to encounter Akashic beasts in the vicinity of ether floods. Wild beasts are sometimes tamed by humans for use in warfare, the soldiers of Sanbreque having a particularly fondness for those descendants of ancient dragons.
Very good.
help you today, Clive? Come to claim your just desserts?
Hugo's men are gone, and with him the fear in our hearts. Once more shall the markets echo with mirth and merriment, and it is you who we have to thank, Dalamil Spicer.
Here you are. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Bahamut. So there's still 2 more. One will be Odin. Who's the other one? Because if you look at the layouts, there's 2 there that fit within that slot. So you think 2 more could fit within there. So we know that one of them is going to be Odin, but who's the other one? Is the secret one? Who we're going to replace? I like both of them. I hate that I'm limited. I wish I could just cycle through them all. That's why I'm saying it would be better if there was just like a wheel, a selection wheel, rather than a limited cycle of 3. Just have it so when you hold a left trigger, it brings up every single one in a wheel, and you can just select them. And when you hold that trigger and it brings up the wheel, just have it like it's slow time around you. So you can so it doesn't break the flow of combat. Let's see how that looks. Oh man, it's a really nice looking sword. It's a shame that it was like outclassed before you even got to make it. Like I said yesterday, I suppose it's there for people that don't want to do side quests. So if they're just story rushing, they'll get the option to make that eventually. But if you do side quests, you get the Excalibur, which like greatly outclasses it. Well, not huge, but enough to make it so you don't need the diamond sword. What's happened to our airship?
I can hardly lift my arms. The curse, it's...
You just need some rest. I'll stay here with you. Oh, if you'd like, that is.
The injuries suffered by both your brother and the prince were bad enough. But that wound above Joshua's heart is unlike anything I've ever seen. Were he not a dominant, I fear he would have succumbed to it long ago.
who she's swooning over now. I should be like, oh, Dion, whoa! I know he's all beaten up, battered to a pulp, but I tap that.
The girls here can have Otto and Gav and Gareth and Cole and all the rest. My heart beats for another. Now, if only Lady Taya would let me into the infirmary to see him.
Oh my god, really? It is. It's either Joshua or Dion. They're both fucking in there battered to a pulp, and she's like, oh, I must have them. Someone kick the creeper out of the hideaway, please. She's a crazy person. The Magrath brothers. Quiet Sands, Rosaria. 3 brothers that came across on the boat to try and seek revenge on Sid. Something like that was the description that we read. Where did it say the game from? The Magrath. Quiet Sands. Where the hell did I get Magrath? Oh, Magrath is the name, man. Quiet Sands. Quiet Sands. Na 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 na. Aha! The beach with all the crabs. They have shut up gate. They have barricaded the place off. There's not as many people here now. The aether in the air has made a bunch of them either change or run away.
We thought we'd be fine in our village, but then the skies changed and the others, they...
It's all right. There's room enough for you both inside the walls.
Oh, they're actually letting people in now.
The Imperials promptly quit their posts once word of the Dominion's fall came.
Ah, these are all cell
Lord
swords.
Rosfield hired us not long after to see the refugees safely inside, and make certain those who now want in, get in.
Good old Uncle Byron. But they're actually in most of them now. Seeing a big purple cloud up ahead, or bluish.
We're not alone.
Farewell.
I notice how they're not leaving a corpse behind. They're all Akashic. Hey. Ah, look, I've got a new gauge for Mega Flare. Didn't notice that. There's a gauge. You can't see, but it's behind me. There's now a little a gauge there. There we go. Where's the brothers? I said they're supposed. Oh wait, no, further along. Da, 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 da. I'm guessing the longer I fight, the more that'll build up. Why is it not building up? Da da da. Ah, I can see Chocobo.
All right.
Ah. That's a bit of a weird one. You have to leave yourself wide open for that. Oh, there's 4 of them. Oh, it was 3. No, there's 3. Is there another one between the other 2? No, it's a big weapon. Oh! Oof. It's a weird move. You've got to flap about like this until it builds up. Does it stay if I like just leave it? Builds up quicker if you steal it. Oh, get applied. Get up! Wish you could attack while they're doing this. I don't like that you can't attack. They should be able to fire something. They just gotta flap around like this until the bar fills up. What are you doing, little lad? 100 mega flares per second. Is that what that meant? Hello. Look at that. Mwah. 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 Thank you. Mwah. Thank you. Mwah.
No more vengeance. No more war.
Geese. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Hey, Newton, how you doing? Mwah. Thank you. Are you a good little butcher? Yeah, you a good little butcher. Giza cuddle. Giza cuddle. Giza cuddle. Thank you. Good boy. Alright. Not sure how I feel about our current setup. Ah. Stop it. Stop it. You little stinky. You little stinky. You little stinky.
Clive, coin purse weighing you down? It'd better all be here. You'll not find a better price than that.
Got too much money, cause there's nothing to spend it on, cause this game's got nothing in the way of loot. You bobbing your head there. We're in a good mood. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You can lay it onto you. Yeah, just a fool. Come on. Hello, happy. Hello, happy chap. Who's a good boy? You're a good boy. Yes, you're a good boy. Yeah, what are you doing, doing? Look at kissing. Bad lad. Getting too excited. Bad lad. You're a bad lad. Naughty. Hop up. You say sorry. You say sorry. Bad lad. You're a bad lad. Naughty bird. Alright, now for the one. Ask about Nectar's adventures. Did I ever tell you about the time I flew all the way to the bottom of the desert, Jasix basin?
What did you find down there?
A deeper understanding, Kupo. From the outside, it seems so mysterious. Where does all the water go, Kupo? Why does it never fill up? And what's behind the waterfalls? Those were the questions I flew in to find the answers to, Kupo. But instead, I found out something about myself. I can't swim, Kupo. Alright. Ruin reawakened. Some sort of dragon of legend. Sambrika's legend tells of a dread dragon who set near half the realm alight with his torrid breath, before being sealed away behind a magical mist by Griga herself, some sources claim. Though it has long been forgotten which parts of the tale are true and which are mere myth, recent reports of a great dragon's roar reverberating around the woodland passes of the Empire are real enough. Woodland passes of the Empire? Woodland passes. Wait, is it going to be related to this place? Not that place. Blah, 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 blah. What the hell is it? Lost Wing. Yeah, maybe? There's the woodlands. What you doing, Shadow? What you doing, good? Choose a naughty little biter, little shitty dude. Da, 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 but then again, it says the Empire. So it is somewhere in this area. But where? What about here? I haven't been here yet. It hasn't got a cross on it anymore, so it means I can go there. Oh, that little wooden gate will be open now. Yeah, I know where that is. Yeah, I wonder if that's it. Let's go have a look. See. Are you a bad lad? Are you a bad boy? Nah? Are you a naughty little biter?
Ready, go? Fly, Ambrosia.
Lie. Like bird. Caw. You're a bad bird, you are. You're a naughty little bird. No, I'm not letting you give us kisses because you bit us on the lip before. Nah. No. You're a naughty little bird. You're a naughty little bird. What are you? Are you a naughty bird? Jasix. Jasix. No. Jasix. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Tinker. You're a little tinker. You little tinker. Thank you. Love you. You stinky. You little stinky. Yep.
Be safe.
Mon Blue. Ah, come on. I'm not in combat. Some stupid companions. Um... Dee da ba dee dee da. Man, I like these. I want to cut Bahamut as well, though, because of these Giga Flare. But these three work well together. He's a pretty bird. Up, 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 up. What? Wait, is that a bug? What's going on there? Wait, is that supposed to be able to happen? Okay, I'm gonna leave that. I'm not gonna touch it. Huh. Hello, what's the matter? Are you a good little budgie? Nah. Gizzikis. Oh, thank you. Gizzikis. Oh, thank you. Mwah. Curious. Is this a bug or is this meant to happen? Either way, I like it. My lord. What? Good lad, don't you? Gizzikis. Gizzikis. You good boy. It's weird. Those two, it's letting us equip across the board. Is there a way to get Ramu and one Bahamut ability on here? No, it doesn't. It only seems to be doing it with those two. I know why. Because those two are. Oh, right. It's because they're mastered. Because they're mastered, I can equip them across the board. I see. Ooh, I might do some resetting. I might do some skill resetting here. How do I just reset everything? Is it windy there, is it? Is the wind blowing on your feathers, is it? Catch you later, Newton. Have a good one. Boy. Hallelujah. 6,000 to master that? Holy crap. There we go. Got an itchy noggin? Nah, who's got an itchy noggin? Oh, I'll help my good wishes. My good busy groups. My good busy groups. Just not letters. Hey, you'll just not letters, will you? Yeah, body stink. So now that we've discovered that, that's going to be very helpful. You little stinky butt. Da 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 da. Hello, yo. What do you think you're doing, little stinky butt? Little stinky butt. Head of Nova. Ring of the Marksman. Increases the will damage of magic by 10%. Distance will only save you for as long as it takes my arrow to reach your heart. Lock the full quiver. Big area. Wind. Svarog. Svarog? Why does that sound familiar? Level 50!
This beast isn't to be trifled with.
Is this from a canopy? I thought it was the dragon from Dragon's Dogma for a second. I was thinking, what? Crossover? Nanny? Apparently it's from Final 13. Did he just leave a crystal back? Oh, but I pressed dive, dodge. Oh, this thing hurts. Oh, I can't grab it because I haven't got Garuda equipped. Shit, a flaw in my setup. Oh, I can't change it to big bar. Oh well, guess we'll fight on. But I'm pressing dodge. Oh, this one's no joke. Holy shit, my first death. But I mean, it's level 50. Holy crapola. Right, I need to change my setup. That's better. Don't need Titan special because it's a naff. He's block. I mean, it could come in handy, but you don't really need it. Whereas Garuda's grab is a must. First death. Should be able to do it. Just gotta be careful, get used to the attacks. Managed to beat that other S rank, which was like 11 levels higher than the Breaker of Worlds. This thing's 11 levels high, 11 levels higher as well, so. Hello, you. That one hurts if he gets you.
That hurt, Torgal.
God. So he goes with that one. Ah, come on. Oh. Halfway, come on. Ah, come on. Oh, I'm panicking.
Nice try.
Nope.
Well done, Tom. To me, boy.
Come on! Now finish him! You! Oh, that was close. That was a good fight. Give me that precious experience. Delish. Level 40. Alcalcum. There was a time when Alcalcum was so abundant. I've already read that one. Fallen Enigma. In the several thousand years since the Fallen came crashing down, most of the objects that came crashing down with them have either been hoarded or destroyed. Those few that have not are occasionally found when erosion or excavation chances to unearth them. And while their purpose is unknown, they are highly sought after. Wow, it could be traded for gil. Could be sought after by scholars bent on unlocking their secrets. Is that it? Is it only traded for gil, or can it be used for something else? Amber, a bright orange gem. Its edges worn smooth by countless years of pounding in the surf. Lapidaries will pay a hefty sum for large specimens free of impurities, but it is the impure examples, namely those in which insects, lizards, or fairies are entombed, that command the highest price, mostly among scholars and the occasional mad alchemist. Reference to Jurassic Park, I'm gonna guess. Empty shard.
Definitely not to be trifled with.
Well, that was close. That was a challenge. That's what the game should be like for those that want the challenge. Da 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 da. Out of curiosity, I'm going to Google that item just in case it's used for anything else. It says it can be just traded. Like, it's not in a key item area, but you never know. Fallen Enigma. It's only used to get more money. Okay. Google give us the answer straight away.
Still alive, are ya? Coin purse weighing you down?
No, money's not exactly the one thing I'm desperate for.
I reckon I can find a buyer. You got out else?
Not worth that much.
I reckon I can find a buyer.
It's not worth that much.
You'll not find a better price than that. You're rubbing me blind, you know. Is that all?
Yep. Well, sang for you, dear. And?
Yes, I like my new setup. It works pretty well. Everything done for now.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Is everything we've received and everything promised? All done?
Right, who do we go to first? Let's go to them in order of which we met them.
The Akashic attacked us out of the blue, and there's no telling when they might be back. You'd best keep that sword handy, Sid.
World is falling to chaos.
How do? Much obliged.
My brothers. Are they? Shh, don't try to talk.
Mad dogs. The lot of them.
Meanwhile,
Sharp as razors, my blades are. But those Akashic bastards just shrug off every blow.
This man's gonna die if we don't get him to a healer.
But all our beds are taken.
You don't think they've abandoned us, do you?
Them not. Not a chance.
Let me go with you. I can fight.
You can get back inside and bolt the door, is what you can do.
Fiends try to climb the walls here, too.
Get me back out there.
Founder knows where they're gonna show their ugly faces next.
Thanks to the Akashic, all of the men are either on watch, readying for the next attack, or confined to their sickbeds. All while my bed remains as cold and as empty as those demons' hearts.
Diddums. My heart bleeds for you.
Martha, it's good to see you.
And you, Clive. Jill?
Otto said you'd been attacked by a Kashyyyk. What exactly happened here?
Those skies are what happened. Not long after they fell dark, we had our first visit. There were hundreds of them. Tried to storm the hill. Only a handful made it up here, but that was more than enough. The rest are still down there now. And while we have a few willing fighters holding them back, they're sorely outnumbered.
What do you think, Clive?
That we join the fight?
I thought you'd never offer. Now, where I need you is the Fallen Gate. That's where the fighting is fiercest. Let the men know you've come to help. Something tells me they'll be pleased to see you.
We're on our way.
We're on our way. The flames of war.
Do you think there are as many as Martha says?
More.
If they ain't clawing at the gates, they're climbing up the cliffs near the lift. The lads are doing what they can to keep them out, but unlike the Akashic, they need sleep.
They were too fast. Or maybe I was too slow.
Stop that. You're alive. And that's all that matters.
I can't take much more of this.
Okay. It is really hitting the fan.
The barricades we've set up around the town won't hold the Akashic back for long. Might buy us a few moments to say our last farewells, though.
Clive, wounded.
We deal with the Akashic first.
Marrow?
Awaken!
It's over. Enough.
Beam.
You're finished.
Get out.
These men don't have the look of hired swords.
If you've come to rob this place,
You are mistaken, my Lord Rosfield. We're here by Madame Martha's leave.
how do you know my name?
Forgive me, my lord. There wasn't time for introductions. We're with the Guardians of the Flame.
Wade's men? But how did you come to be here? Where is your commander?
So Wade left earlier with a scouting party to find out where the Akashic were coming from.
Did he? Take your wounded back to the inn. Martha will see you're looked after. We'll join you anon.
We're coming, Wade.
And to think you took them for thieves. A fine reward for holding off the horde, that is.
When did Wade and his men arrive?
Not long after Rosalith fell. The Guardians asked me to shelter some of them that had lost their homes. They were making ready to leave just as the skies turned, and we agreed it was best we stuck together.
Martha! Trouble! The scouting party's almost at the lift, but they got a pack of Akashic snapping at their heels! And they got wounded with them! They're not gonna make it!
Damn it all.
We'll worry about them, Martha.
You look after everyone here. If any can still fight, send them to the lift.
I will. You two be safe now. The lift can only carry a few at a time. If those Akashic get as far as the cliff, Wade's men will have nowhere to run.
It looked like the Guardians were going as quick as they could, but without any injured. They might make it to the cliff. Or they might not.
The elevator.
Mad dogs.
Weird.
Squire, I need you to get those who can still walk up the lift to Martha's. But what about... I didn't ask, Oscar. Sir.
So Wade.
Lord Rosfield. If you aren't a sight for sore eyes.
Martha seemed to think you might need some help. And by the looks of it...
We thought we could sneak by them. But we didn't know there would be so many. How could we have?
Behind you!
Here they come. An Akashic Adamantoise.
Damn it! We need to get the injured to safety.
Do you think we can hold them off?
We can certainly try. Are you with us, Sir Wade?
Always.
Then let's do our duty. Farewell.
Whoops. Oh, just about dash forward there. Get out.
Is anyone hurt?
I don't think so.
And yet again, you've pulled me from the flames. It's just a pity I keep walking into them.
You've never been one to shy away from danger, Sir Wade. Like any shield worthy of the name.
I see you're all in one piece.
Martha!
Is something wrong?
The lookout saw smoke coming from down Eastpool way. Too thick to be a hearth.
A second horde.
Feel like finishing the job?
Always.
Jill and I will make for Eastpool. You'll need to move the injured without us.
Don't you worry about them.
The moment my men are safe, I'll follow. Good luck.
I'm still curious about all those doors and frickin' tablets dotted about throughout the world. Still haven't been able to do anything with them. The door that's there. And then the tablets that are everywhere else. Shadow is fast asleep. He's worn himself out.
My brothers.
How do? That all, is it?
This man's gonna die if we don't get him to a healer.
Right, let's clean up the mess.
They're headed for the rest.
We have to slow them down. Martha and the others won't be ready.
You're finished. Enough.
Not what I wanted. This thing takes far too long to charge. I'm gonna guess there'll be an accessory to speed up the charge process.
All yours, Torgal.
That's exactly what I wanted to use.
Something's coming.
Now we've got an evil eye.
Apologies, my lord. Did I miss anything?
Only the first round, Sir Wade. Shall we? Too slow.
Inflict over 50,000. Deal an enemy 50,000 damage while it is staggered. Excluding battles in the hall. Okay.
Do you see any more?
No. I think that was the last of them.
But it won't be long before the next lot arrive.
Then we make for Martha's while we can.
What did you find out there?
The same as Sir Wade. Scores of Akashic.
Well, wherever they came from, they're gone now. Our lookouts say the lowlands are clear. Hopefully we'll have enough time to lick our wounds.
How many of your men were injured?
A damn sight less than if you hadn't turned up. Thank you.
It was a hard-fought victory. But as long as the skies remain dark, I fear the Akashic's numbers are only going to rise. It's not a matter of if the Horde will be back, but when. And whether that's sooner or later, we'll need to be ready. The inn here affords a good view of the land, and is easily defendable. I'd like to make this one of our outposts.
What do you say, Martha? You'd have more men to guard the rest.
Well, when you put it like that, of course they can stay.
He's awake. You had a good nap? Yeah, you had a good nap? There you go, beautiful. Good boy. Guardian Scarf, displayed in Clive's chambers, a symbol of trust, loyalty, and undying friendship. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the duchy cannot die. Weird.
My lord, there's someone I'd like you to meet. Oscar, over here.
It is an honor to make your acquaintance, Lord Rossfield. I am Oscar. Oscar of House Murdoch.
Murdoch? I wasn't aware the Lord Commander had children.
Oh, he didn't. But his brother, my father, did. I am Sir Rodney's nephew.
Rodney Murdoch. Lord Commander, Rosarian army, outranked only by his firm friend Archduke Elwyn. This is Clive's trainer. When Clive manifested into Ifrit during the attack on Field Escape, Murdoch was lost his life to the infernal Icon's flames.
Well, go on then. It's not for me to ask him.
Yes, Sir Wade. If it please you, my Lord Marquis, might you take me as your squire? I would learn the duties of a shield from the finest.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Oscar, but I'm a shield no longer. Nor was I ever the finest. And spending time in the company of an outlaw hardly seems a fitting education for one aspiring to take his oaths.
My Aunt Hannah once told me that a man is not defined by his title, but what he does in its name. You have accomplished much since taking on the mantle of Cid, winning no little honor in so doing. And I would sooner serve under an honorable outlaw than an unworthy shield. Not that Sir Wade and the other Guardians are... I mean to say that, they're...
It's all right. We know what you mean. There is only so much the boy can learn from me, my lord.
But a squire...
Would that really be so bad? You were a squire once. And I'm certain Sir Rodney would approve.
Know that I'll show you as much leniency as your uncle showed me.
I would not have it any other way.
So it's not giving more profile for him.
We shall be staying here for the time being, and not just for the ale. I'll have one of my men escort Oscar to Benimir once he's said his farewells.
I will not let you down, Lord Rossfield. You or my uncle.
The fates seem bent on driving me from my inn. But if they want me out, they're gonna have to try harder.
If you could, I'd be in your debt.
First we find Isabel.
Heard a bloke saying he saw ghosts on the far side of the wall.
Why do I get the feeling that door in the dim is going to be like Final 15? It won't unlock until you beat the main story. I hope not. I hate it when games do that. And that's why I never did the extra dungeons in Final 15 once I beat the game. Like I platinumed it on my first playthrough. And when those dungeons are unlocked, I was just like, well, what's the point? There's no. I don't like when games, like single player games, when they put extra stuff at the end, but there's no point in it other than just doing it for the sake of doing it. Other people might enjoy that, which is great. Happy for you. But me, I like to have a reason to do them, like to improve my character so that I'm better during this progression of the story. So it gives us something to do while I'm going through the story. Whereas if it comes in at the end when the story's all done and dusted, it's like, well, it's just there for the sake of doing it if you want to do it. Which again, it depends on the game. But most games like that, I just don't bother.
Saw it with my own eyes. The whole of Oriflamme under a flood.
If there are ghosts in the Royal Meadows, then why isn't a garrison dealing with them?
Four left for more on the captain's orders. Only 2 came back. God help us.
You heard what happened in the capital. In Moor. What happens if the Aoife comes here too?
We run. That's what.
I can't do it. I can't fight those things. But you can. You must. For me. For us.
We could leave. But where would we go?
More arrived from the capital this morning.
I know. They could hardly stand.
My lord. My lady.
We received the
where
Dane's
is she?
message. There have been sightings of strange creatures, I understand.
With the blue eyes. Yes. Like a Kashik, but different. They've taken so many. I've lost count.
Akashic, but different.
Being controlled by Ultima.
Ultima's thralls.
Yep.
And what of your mistress? Is she here?
Oh, no. She went to the garrison to ask what they were planning on doing about all this.
Then we'll look for her there.
Why we fight. Ultima's thralls, twisted, glowing blue creatures that awaited Clive and Jill deep within the Phoenix Gate, to try and prevent them from gaining gaining the innermost recesses of the apoditary walls of Ultima.
We've seen little and less of the soldiers of late. Anyone would think they were hiding.
Probably are.
Four left for more in the captain's orders.
My brandy's been fucking useless since the skies went dark. I tried the lash, but the piece of shit can hardly spark a gleam, let alone fire my furnace.
Can't believe he's still going on like that when the world's in fucking chaos.
Don't leave me, Paul.
It's all right. Give me your arm.
That thing, it took off the captain's head before we could even draw his steel.
I'm not going back out there. You hear me? Fuck this!
Madame, please!
Half the garrison's been slaughtered by those things. We lost the captain this very morning.
We've tried requesting reinforcements, but there's been no word from the capital or the Dominion in days! What more would you have us do?
I would have you do your duty. Those at the Vale look to me for protection. And protect them I shall. Because they are my charges, and that is my duty. In case you have forgotten, the people of this town are your charges. But more than that, they are your people. Your sisters, your brothers, your lovers. So you have a choice. Lay down your sword and watch as they are slaughtered, or take it up and do what is right.
She speaks the truth, you know. This here, it's all we have. It's all that's left.
What we have left is our lives! Do you really want us to lose them as well?
Not if we don't have to. Look, there's a cask under the captain's bunk. Let's talk about this over a drink, eh?
I'm listening.
I'll have a word with him.
Ah, Clive. I didn't expect help to arrive so quickly. And sought to take matters into my own hands.
It was a noble effort, but I thought you might still need some support.
How like you to consider my needs. What we need to consider is where the creatures came from.
Just like, get up, my man! He's mine, you can't have him.
The way the survivors speak of them, one would think they appeared out of thin air. And perhaps they did. It's hard to know what to believe these days.
Yes, they did.
We'll talk to the survivors.
I can't entirely blame the men of the garrison for losing heart. And they have provided a place for the injured.
You're a pikeman, yes? What happened?
I've got family in Moor. I heard the flood was spreading, so I went to see if they were all right. And a pack of them glowing things found me in the meadow. I ran for my life. I never did get to the village.
Leave that to us.
With no one to defend the place.
They're still in the capital.
Moor's days are numbered.
Darling, I truly am.
Don't leave me, Paul.
It's all right. Give me your arm.
Did you see the creatures that attacked you?
Creatures? Yeah, They came out of nowhere. They went for Joseph first, then me, and then they were just gone.
Do you remember where you were?
On the road from Oriflamme. We just passed Moor when Where's my Joseph?
It's all right. Just rest now. At least we have an idea of where the thralls might be now. We should head for more.
I thought everything would be all right once we left the capital. But nowhere's safe anymore. Is it?
I assume you have a plan?
We need to find out what we're facing. The captain lost his head because he never stopped to use it. If we reman the towers and fortify the walls, we might just stand a chance.
I like this guy. That's why he's called Lion-Hearted.
It was all they could do to escape. They just left the bodies there in the flood.
Well, the fields are no longer golden. Yep. Cornfields are now ruined. There's all the monsters. There's like no monsters roaming around now either. Ether is thick in the air.
Clive, look.
I see them. With me! Morgul! Kill! Garuda!
Should I prime?
No, don't.
Save your strength.
What the hell are you framing out? Trying to get rid of the trash ones, but that shit keeps sniping us.
It's over. All yours, Torgal. Fire and flame!
What in the world? What are you still doing alive? Hello up there. What you doing? Da, 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 da.
Do you think there are more?
There are always more. But I'd say we've done what we can for the time being.
Then we should let Isabel know.
We're not going to check the town? Is that it?
You have the town's thanks.
Oh wow, that was shorter than
Don't thank us yet.
the
There
Marthas.
will be more. Many more. And you'll need to be ready for them.
Oh, we shall. Isn't that right, Captain?
Yes, milady. The garrison will be ready.
He's the new cap.
Philippe here has convinced most of the men to remain at their posts. For now, at least.
Philippe!
Hearing that the Dane would look kindly on any man who committed himself to the task certainly didn't hurt. It's not the most selfless of motives, I'll admit. But whatever it takes, eh? Now me, I never needed convincing. I became a soldier to protect the people I love. And the people I love include the ones standing before me.
Ooh.
Handsome and chivalrous.
Now, if you don't mind, I have sentries to post. Milady.
Lest you wonder, I'm not foolish enough to believe that this has solved all of my problems. But it has solved one, and that's one fewer than I had this morning. Thank you again, Clive.
Yeah, that was shorter than Martha's Rest. I thought we were actually going to go inside the in Moortown and have a look. He's having a good play. No, you're having a good play, are you? Yes, he's having a good play. Who's a good boy? You're a good lad. He's a good little butcher. Who's a pretty boy? You're a good boy. You're a pretty boy. Oh, I love you. I wish you'd let us give you a cuddle. I just really want to give you a cuddle. I do. But you'll not let us, will you? Nah. Good boy. You're a good boy. Go peep peeps. Oh, peep peeps. Who's a good butcher? Who's a good little butcher? Who's a beautiful butcher? No? Kiss, kiss. Kiss, kiss.
Philippe will make a good captain. He reminds me a little of you, Clive, but without all the mocks and mows.
Thanks. You good boy, are you? You good lad. You tinker. Who's a little tinker? Kiss, kiss. Good lad. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Come on then, up, up. Howie, then up, up. Up, up. Come on then, up, up. Howie, up, up. Good boy. Hello, you. You're a good lad, aren't you? Kiss, kiss. Don't do that.
Poor bastard. Couldn't run because of the weight of his load. Still, better a branded than one of us.
Wow. Throw him outside.
Fucking thieving bastards.
As if life hadn't been hard enough round here since the fang fell.
If you're wondering why Dalamil's in such a sorry state, you can blame the bandits. Them and the mercenaries who are guarding the gates. Though I can hardly fault them for running. Fighting would have meant death. Did for more than a few.
My shop? Why would anyone do such a thing?
Where's the apprentice? Is that him in the back there? Don't look like him.
If I had my pickaxe, I would.
Don't get yourself worked up. You need rest.
Oh, my finest pieces. All that hard work. Gone.
What are we to do? We could fight, but what would it cost us?
What do you do? Give a cuddle. Oh, cuddles. No, you little shit. You're a bad lad. Bad lad. Bad boy.
They're not done with us yet. They'll be back for more.
What then? Should we leave?
But where would we go?
Fuck! How the hell did they find it? No one knew where I was keeping that kill.
Wah.
Damn it all! Why did Kupka have to go and get himself killed? He was the only thing standing between us and this.
Is the old lady on the PS still alive? Oh, she's not there anymore. Is the old lady dead? Hmm.
Here you are. I thought I told you to go and hide in the inn.
I tried, but they were everywhere. I was so scared.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Hello.
What's that Branded doing all on his own? Has he lost his master?
Oh. Is he like scouting the place? I wonder if he, like, the Branded have just began to uprise here.
Oh, my finest piece.
Mummy, I'm scared. What if the bad men come back?
It's all right. We're all right now.
Oh, fucking thieving bastards.
As if life hadn't been hard enough round here since the Fang fell.
Haven't shut its doors.
We saw it all from upstairs. The bandits came and started attacking everyone. It was really scary.
Super scary. Right. My camera's stuttering, or is it just me? Right. Yeah, we've never seen a single cacti in this game. Are they even a thing?
So much for the men of the rock. The cowards took to the hills as soon as they saw the mob coming.
Yeah, like running around getting all the extra little bits of dialogue. It's good that it's voiced. I wouldn't bother if it wasn't voiced. But it lets you know what everyone's going through in the area. Gives you a sense of what's happening.
Sid, your new companion appears much more formidable than your uncle. Should I be worried?
You haven't been introduced.
Jill, Clive has told me much about you.
All lies, I'm sure.
Your Stolas said that Dalamil has a bandit problem.
Indeed. Although, you're a little late. They left with our food and guild days ago.
Any idea where they went?
The desert's a big place. Your guess is as good as mine. But the fact is, I have more immediate concerns.
What did you say to me? What did you say?
As if by magic. Let's just say we've yet to reach a consensus about how to solve Dalamil's little problem. And at this rate, it won't be the actions of the bandits which prove to be our undoing. It will be our own. I've tried reasoning with the dissenting parties, but even the Desert Hare has limits.
Perhaps we could talk to them.
What makes you think they'll listen to us?
What makes you think they won't?
She makes a fair point, Sid. And you won't have wasted much of your precious time if you fail. They're just across the courtyard.
Down the rabbit hole.
Suppose we just follow the shouting.
They're both as stubborn as the lover's pox, and every bit as irritating. The more one insists on their proposed plan of action, the more the other rails against it. Oh, they've successfully split the town asunder just when we should be standing as one.
At least now I know why this place is shut.
You wouldn't talk like that if it had been your men whose throats were slit. Blood for blood, it's the only way. We hire mercenaries and have them mount the bandits' heads on our walls as a lesson to the rest.
And what happens when those mercenaries are slaughtered like your men? Are you going to hire more? We're better off using that coin to buy food and supplies. If we hire mercenaries, the only thing we're buying is the bandits' ire. And you cannot fill empty bellies with that. Do you hear me?
But what happens when they come back? Maybe it'll be your throat that's slit.
That's enough. Both of you. Any more of this and I'll throw you out myself. Come back when you're ready to talk like adults.
Victor. What's he doing here?
Haven't we had enough fighting?
I know I bloody well have. The next time those two go for each other's throats, I'm barring them both.
World's in chaos, you're barred!
Sid and Lady Jill.
What brings you here?
Victor, a friend of Sid's, the later Clive's, who keeps an ever-attentive vigil on the comings and goings of Dhalmekia from his hometown, Costless.
I was about to ask you the same thing.
Costness is in chaos, and the markets have all but ceased to operate. The Briar's Kiss here in Dalamil is the only place I can reliably obtain supplies. I was here to do just that when Master Lubor told me of his troubles. He thought I might be able to talk some sense into these fools. But if you're here, I suppose his patience must be waning.
Who are those people?
Those were the thorns in Lubor's side. And the reason this place might be headed the same way as Costness. It's these accursed skies. The darkness is enough to drive a man to madness. Or an entire city, for that matter.
I think once we're done with these main quests, there's going to be side quests crop up across the whole realm. Because everything's in chaos.
We're still working on the skies. But in the meantime, perhaps we can find a solution to Dalamil's problems.
I hope so. For all our sakes.
So, you see my predicament?
What I saw was a room full of people who were angry and afraid. And with good reason by the sound of it. But if left to smolder, that anger and fear could set the entire town alight.
My thoughts exactly. What to do? Both sides wish to protect their homes and livelihoods, if only they could agree on how. But as long as they are divided, we are vulnerable.
And if there's one thing bandits like, it's an easy target.
What would Sid the Outlaw suggest?
Well, if it were my namesake, he'd let them choose for themselves, and be on hand to pick up the pieces when it all went wrong.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
A recipe for disaster is precisely what it is. But perhaps that realization would be enough to make them question the ingredients. While it's plain neither Conrad nor Natalie will countenance the other's proposal, it may still be possible to make them doubt their own. Before presenting them with a third option.
And that would be?
To pool our resources and save the city ourselves. Why fight each other?
When all that fear and anger can be directed at the bandits.
It appears we have a plan of action. Victor, pay Conrad a visit. See if you can't convince him of his folly. I'll speak with Natalie.
As you wish.
We'll do what?
Your faces are not well known in this town. That may prove useful. Don't worry, Victor and I will do most of the talking. You need only play along.
Play along?
What he means to say is yes.
I don't like where this is going.
Lower than beasts they are. Aye. The scum of the twins.
Picture it, Conrad. Your own city guard. With you as captain.
Me? I don't know about that.
Buying more supplies. We might as well scatter seeds near a rat's nest. They're the problem, and only steel will solve it.
Next thing you know, Natalie'd be offering the bandits bed and board.
Ah, here she is. The Lady of the Spear herself. Conrad, may I introduce you to Jane, commander of the Red Wings, the oldest mercenary guild in the Free Cities.
A pleasure, my lady.
The pleasure is all mine.
As I told you, I summoned the commander here from Canberra to inquire about a contract.
Victor says you told him no. That there aren't any men left to hire. Is that true?
True as the crystals cracked. Nobles came and claimed every last one worth his salt. And not just from us Red Wings. You know of the 7 high houses. There must be 2 score swords assigned each one. Grant. Did we have a few boys left? If it's boys you're looking for.
Well, Conrad, are you saying that Dalamil's finest cannot defend this town better than a gaggle of unblooded striplings? That a band of beardless youths could better avenge the deaths of your brave men than you yourselves?
Absolutely not. We'll show those bastards who they're dealing with.
Got him.
I can't believe that actually worked.
Conrad's not what you called the brightest candle in the crypt. And there's a reason why I had you do the talking and not Sid. Well played, my lady.
You just call Clive dumb.
Then let us band together and show these brutes that...
I've already spoken.
If I had my pickaxe, I would... I mean, it may still be possible to buy something, and we may yet be allowed to keep it.
Yes, but...
Ah, here he is now. Natalie, allow me to introduce Lord Underhill of Randalar's prestigious League of Merchants.
Lord Underhill.
Lord Underhill. At your service.
Underhill?
Why does that sound familiar?
I was just telling the good lady of our conversation, my lord, and how you were lamenting the state of the capital stores.
Why does Lord Underhill sound familiar?
Lubor says that not only are the granaries almost empty, but that war and the Blight mean this season's harvest won't be enough to fill them for winter.
Is that a Lord of the Rings reference? Underhill.
Indeed, certainly that is the case. The nobles in the capital are buying up the city's stocks of barley and wine, driving the prices higher than most commoners can afford. It is only a matter of time before the peasants revolt.
It is worse than I thought. If what Lord Underhill says is true, I fear we have little hope of supplementing our stores, meager though they regrettably are. And while I applaud your endeavors to dissuade our more bellicose citizens from seeking vengeance, I sense Conrad is not wrong in his assessment of the bandits' likely return. Which means that now, more than ever, we will need to secure what little we still have. Food, weapons, herbs, everything. If our humble town is to endure not only this hardship, but those that are certain to follow, we must stand united.
All right. If it will help to protect my home, I'll do it. But you needn't have gone through this charade.
Thank you, Clive. Your performance was nothing if not workmanlike.
She saw right through it.
I didn't say it was good, merely that it produced the desired effect. Now, my scouts should be returning shortly. Meet me back at the Briar's Kiss, and we shall see what we face.
I'm not convinced our roles in this ruse were entirely necessary.
I don't know. Conrad seemed quite taken with you.
My shop. Oh, I'm ruined.
Good news, Sid. Both Conrad and Natalie have somewhat gracefully accepted their new roles. With time, they may even learn to.
Time no longer appears to be the luxury it was before lunch.
I take it your scouts found the bandits.
Technically, it would be the bandits who found my scouts. It appears they march for Dalimil as we speak. All of them.
You're not serious.
They don't just want food, they want the whole damn town.
I have a favor to ask. I'm told the bandits march in 2 groups, one from the south and one from the desert, in a move doubtless intended to stretch our already gossamer-thin defenses.
Very well. Jill and I will meet those from the desert. But what of the rest?
The rest, my friend, the city shall fight. Together. The stakes, I concede, are high. But if this does not unite Dalimil, nothing will.
That is a lot of faith to put into those who had their hands around each other's throats but a moment ago.
Then it will be for us to see that their hands are kept occupied. And I do mean us.
I thought you might say that.
We'll hold them off for as long as we can.
And we will do the same.
Let's go kick some butt.
The women bunker comes to
Get out of my town!
He's all yours.
They mean to overwhelm us.
To me, Flake!
You lucky little... Fine. Block that. Oh. Yeah, you're annoying.
You're finished. Farewell.
What triggers Torgal now to transform? It's just random or... Get out.
The townspeople. Could they have held out?
I don't hear any fighting. What do you think?
That we should hurry.
Natalie, I owe you an apology. You did well out there. The inn would have been lost had you not held the line.
Without you, there would have been no line to hold. You saved us, Conrad. You saved Dalimil.
We all saved Dalimil.
Conrad seems to have had a change of heart.
I'd say they both have.
I take it from your presence that our visitors from the desert won't be joining us either. Pity.
The plan worked, Sid. Granted, it only took an army of bloodthirsty bandits at our gate.
Come now, Victor. Why quibble over the details? We are united, and that is all that matters. As for you, Sid, you fight considerably better than you act.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Alright, that's everyone sorted.
Our friends seem to have things under control. For now, at least. Let's go and put Otto's mind at rest.
Now, if I could only convince the people of Costness to work together.
Dalimil will forever be in your debt. But don't go trying to take advantage of that.
So, where did you learn to swing a sword like that?
In a desert full of ne'er-do-wells, a woman has to learn to look after herself.
Where's Mid? What's going on with these engines? That was ages ago.
Clive. Go on, then. It'd better all be here. You're rubbing me blind, you know.
Well, there goes a big chunk of my money, but never mind.
I reckon I can find a buyer. Finished, are you?
It seems the hideaway's lost it.
I'm gonna keep this one. This is my favourite tune of them all. Proper chill. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
There's a storm coming soon.
Da, da,
I was wondering when next you visit.
da, da.
I have compiled some new entries, if you would like to see them. If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it.
The unbalance in the ether that resulted not only sapped the potency of crystals and magic in those lands that remained livable, but filled the rest not only with his glowing thralls, but with aether floods, turning men and beasts into mindless, merciless Akashic. One of the most valuable materials known to mankind, thanks to its ability to channel ambient ether from the air, allowing those without an innate power to do so to cast magics. After Ultimate cast Priogenesis and the skies over Valisthea darkened, many of the municipal crystals that fired forges and filled wells began to fail. In certain areas, even those rationed shards that the people relied on in their everyday lives lost their spark, making life all but unlivable. Go to a river, get some water, get some sticks and that, and some flint, and do it the old way, you lazy shit. The Blood Axes, a band of sellswords tasked with the protection of Martha's Rest. In the absence of any assistance from the nearby Imperial garrison, it falls to them to keep watch on the roads and keep the beasts and bandits of the swamplands from Martha's Gate. Town's Guard, the volunteer fighting force assembled and led by Conrad. Unlike the Men of the Rock or the mercenaries previously charged with keeping Dalimil safe, every member of the Guard is a Dalimilian born and bred and has the future of the town at heart. What are you doing over there? Many of the miners who lost their livelihoods when Drake's Fang fell have found a new purpose in the Guard, swinging swords and axes in place of picks. League of Merchants, the group responsible for filling and maintaining Dalimil's collective stores, that all might be supported in these troubled times. It draws its membership from the traders of the town and is led by Natalie, overseer of the markets. It was she who recognized that Dalimil's future could not be secured by force of arms alone. Only by bringing the entire town together might they summon the strength to drive back the bandits. Lord Underhill, Clive's alter ego, albeit one that was forced upon him by Lobo's fondness for theatrics. It was Lord Underhill of the Randellan League of Merchants who made it known to Natalie that help from the capital would not be forthcoming, and that the people of Dalimil must work together to fill their own stores. Jill was rather more convincing in the role of Lady Jane of the Red Wings, who planted the idea of forming a town guard in Conrad's mind. Both Conrad and Natalie still address Clive by this name, though in Natalie's case this would appear to be naught but a courtesy to his dramatic efforts. Philip, Imperial soldier in Northreach Garrison, whose heart pines for none other than Isabel. He leads the stand against the threats Northreach faces, inspires his fellow soldiers to do the same. Conrad, master of the Dalimil kitchen, Dalimil, where he serves filling yet inexpensive fare to the people of the town and miners at Drake's Fang. After his town was set upon by bandits, Conrad led the faction pushing for the recruitment of mercenaries to take bloody revenge, whether he was convinced to look instead at forming a town guard drawn from its citizens of Dalimil, of whom he became the inaugural leader. Veteran trader of the Dalimil markets turned leader of its new League of Merchants, the group responsible for filling and maintaining the town's collective stores. Though she loathes violence and argued vehemently against the plan to hunt down the bandits who attacked Dalimil, she's passionate about protecting the town and its people. When the bandits returned, she was the first into the fray. Oscar, nephew of Rodney Murdoch, late Lord Commander of the Rosarian Army. Though he served under Sir Wade in the Guardians of the Flame, he has always dreamed of following in his uncle's footsteps and squiring to a scion of the Rossfields. His wish is granted when Clive accepts him as squire and brings him back to the hideaway, that he might learn from Sid the Outlaw's example. Where is he? Sir Wade, a loyal shield of Rosaria and leader of the Guardian of Flames, who fights against Imperial rule in the Duchy, sheltering bearers from the Black Shield's cullings. After the skies turned their base in the Lazarus district outside Port Azold was swallowed by an aether flood, leading them to seek shelter in Martha's Rest. In return for Martha's hospitality, the Guardians and the Blood Axes aid the Blood Axes in defending the village.
You are always welcome, Clive.
Is a storm coming, Sid?
Thanks for not leaving me in the Dominion. If you hadn't come back, I might still be stuck there. I told Nan we flew back on the Phoenix. She walloped me for telling fibs.
Welcome back, my lord. I only just arrived myself. No one seemed to know where I should go, so I thought I'd guard your chambers until instructed otherwise.
Okay. Guardian Scarf. With this tippet dyed red for the flames of the Firebird and the blood of his fallen Rosarian brothers, does Sir Wade pledge not only his loyalty, but the loyalty of the Guardians of the Flame. How fares the rest? The Guardians are getting along with the Axis fine enough, working to shore up the rest's walls with, when not clearing out what few threats remain down in the reeds, though chances are we'd still be neck deep in Akashic had you not given that horde your firm but gentle nudge. I know you've a realm to save and all, and if you're ever in need of a quick reviver, come see us and we'll tap you a cask. That's a lot of writing. Flame burns bright. You have an uncanny talent for showing up when you're most needed, my lord. Without your steel, I fear the rest would have been in the hands of the Akashic, and us but more of their nameless numbers. However, with the Horde now both thinned and fractured, we Guardians can focus our efforts on putting down the smaller packs without the worry of being overwhelmed, while Martha's Blood Axes can return to defending the Tor. As for young Oscar, you will forgive my sudden request for taking him under your wing. He's a good man. Attentive, polite, hard-working. So as you can see, he already has learned everything he can from me. He would do well to continue his squiring under a more worthy shield, and the realm has none more worthy than you, Wade. Word from Northreach. Clive, you have the town's thanks for helping rid us of the thralls, but we are neither of us so naive to think we have seen the end of their like. Good Philip has taken to seeing that we are prepared should the ghouls come once again calling, but I oft worry the rank of captain has begun to weigh heavy upon his shoulders, just as I imagine the same might be said of you and your burdens. But remember, should the weight ever become too much, you needn't stand alone. Our hearts and arms remain ever open, as do the Vale's doors. Isabel. Dramatis persona. The Guard and League have put aside their differences for the time being, allowing us all to have leave to sip our snake spit in relative leisure. Yeah. For that, I would hazard we have your better half to thank. She put on quite a performance. As for yourself, well, from one aspiring thespian to another, might I suggest working on your delivery, and your projection, and those stiff limbs of yours, and your countenance, and, well, everything else. We wouldn't want to do the name Underhill a disservice now, would we? Lubor. Fuck you, Dick. Da 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 da.
I'd be happy to tell Otto everything that happened, but I know he appreciates it when you spare him the time.
A youth claiming kindred with your old commander arrived earlier this morning. Well spoken he was. And handsome too. More than a few of the girls and boys have taken an interest, if you get my meaning.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Oh, what? I'm guessing they're talking about the sky. In which case, everyone saw it.
We sent Cursebreakers to Martha's Rest, Dalamil, and Northreach. Hopefully they can help maintain the peace. Or at least a semblance of it.
Cole told us everything that happened. It's a bit of a worry that both the Republican and Imperial armies are in disarray. But it was good to hear that the people stood their ground.
How may I help you today, Clive? Your benefactors are a generous lot.
Since I can remember, I have served none but myself. Turned my back on the world for a handful of silks and a heavy purse. But where has that left me? It is hard to keep joy in one's heart when all those around you are without. Something must change, and that change must start with me, a lonely porter. No risk, no reward.
All yours. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Was wondering when you turn up. Had owls from all our friends thanking you for your timely intervention. How is it you always manage to arrive at just the right moment?
Luck, I suppose. Any word on the rest of the realm?
Let's see. Storm's still crying out for mother crystals. The nations are still in chaos. And the skies are still the colour of a kick in the kidneys 2 days on. So...
Right.
Clive, we knew this was going to happen. Well, not the bleeding skies part, but you take my point. Now's not the time to second-guess yourself. Now's the time to visit the infirmary. Talia says your brother's awake.
Thank you, Otto.
Ah. And what of Dion? Also, where's Joshua's servant that follows him around?
So it was not Sylvester, but Olivier who served as Ultima's puppet. And when Dion learned of this, he sought to slay the fiend. Only for his father to take the spear that would have freed him. Enough to drive a man to madness.
Small wonder he hasn't stirred. I would be afraid to wake.
Now I know why Olivier's doll had like blue eyes. I remember seeing that doll when he had it sat next to him, and I noticed its eyes were like glowing, like it had a blue glow to them. I was like, why are they like that? And then we discovered why.
Had I but reached out to him sooner, warned him of the threat Ultima posed. But now, both an empire and her prince lie broken.
Joshua, what do you know of Ultima?
Very little, I'm afraid. Despite my best efforts. 18 years ago, as I lay buried beneath the rubble of Phoenix Gate, 'twas not death who came for me, but another. and it was while in my rescuer's care I first heard of Ultima. I've been chasing his shadow ever since. Ultima is driven by some deep, dark purpose, and for whatever reason, it would seem you are crucial to his designs. He will stop at nothing to have you, even if that means toppling an empire.
But why me? What possible use could I be to such a creature?
That is one of many answers that have eluded me. Yet, I am certain of this. It is not mere chance. You were chosen for a reason. All dominants carry within them the might of an icon. Nigh limitless power that is at once acutely limited. I wield fire, and only fire.
And I only ice. 8 wardens for 8 elements.
Oh yeah, that's the other icon, man. I was sitting thinking, hang on, there's 2 slots left for all icons. There's obviously Odin and Shiva. Well, I haven't gotten Shiva yet.
But you, Clive.
You are different. You're special. Your abilities begin with the flames of Ifrit. But they do not end there. The fact Ifrit can even exist goes against everything we thought we knew of dominance. Perhaps Ultima has been waiting for one such as you, whose potential is truly limitless.
I've encountered that thing several times now. If it or he, as you say, needs me, why hasn't he claimed me as he did the boy?
Were I to hazard a guess, I'd say the two of you are somehow incompatible. His mind not properly attuned to your body.
His mind.
Mind, awareness, spirit, call it what you wish. But I believe Ultima to be an embodiment of the concept. This is why I struggle and fail to contain him here inside me.
I'm sorry. Inside you?
With every setting sun, I feel my strength wane. And though the Phoenix's flames mend the prison I have made for Ultima, they do so at a cost. We must find a means to bring an end to him before I meet my own.
What were you thinking?
It was that or let him take Clive. And I've always had a soft spot for my brother.
But that doesn't mean you should sacrifice yourself to save me.
Joshua. Clive, it's Gav.
Gav?
There's an army of Akashic at the gates of Canver.
Just keeps coming. When it rains, it pours.
Well, what's the short of it?
I thought Tyre told you. The capital of the Free Cities is under siege by an army of monstrosities. The city guard are doing their best to stem the tide, but numbers ain't on their side.
What of Lord Byron and Mid? Were they able to escape?
No, but they're all right for now. They're hiding with Gav at midship.
We have to get them out of there.
And we shall. Otto, prepare a Stolas. Tell Gav to stay exactly where he is.
Understood.
Vivian, what's the swiftest route to the Free Cities?
That sounds like a question for the map. Look here.
Story time.
This road, through Tabor, should provide the least trouble.
Good.
What a coincidence. Tabor is exactly where I'm bound.
Joshua, bed is where you should be bound.
You don't think I told him the exact same thing?
Were Tyre not such a talented healer, I would surely have been inclined to agree. But, thanks to her ministrations, I feel I may safely rejoin my attendant, who was to wait for me in Tabor if we became separated.
All right, we travel together.
Clive.
If he stays close to me, he'll be fine.
Thank you, brother.
I'll look after him.
My attendant was with me in the Dominion before I primed. She would have watched the battle unfold and witnessed its outcome. I trust you'll be waiting for me in Tabor, where I can finally introduce you.
Taya's right. Your brother is in no condition to travel. That's all I'll say on the matter. It's Mid, Gav, and your uncle we should be thinking about now.
This is in jurisprudence. Saying the gun like goes out. Well, we know about that. The peace treaty.
Back again? Allow me to educate you.
Old Canva, the capital of the free city of Canva, located at the tail end of the Titan's Wake in southeast Storm. It is a hive of mercantile activity where one can hardly move for the trade transacted on nigh every cobbled corner. The Akashic are moving in on it. Do we ever go into the Northern Territories?
The state of the realm is ever-changing, Clive. You know how I feel about this, but your brother's stubbornness knows no bounds. I'm starting to think it runs in the family.
Duh. Ooh, more marks. Yay! The Pack. A team of Cursebreakers travelling through Tabor to the field of Korava were met by a group of hunters from the village who warned them not to stray too far from the main road, for in a gully not far hence rested a pack of wolves that even such practiced hunters as they would not dare to wake, despite the fine lustres of the animals' pelts. Too many of their friends had succumbed to the temptation to be torn limb from limb. Only a C rank? Why do I get the feeling that's a trap and something big will actually show up? Give him a C rank at this stage in the game? I smell bullshit. Right, I'm going to call that there for now. I'm going to go get some food, get a bath, and get sorted for work tomorrow because I'm going in early. So I got to get to bed sharp. Anyway, well, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you watch on YouTube, there'll be more to come. Until then, have a good one, and I'll catch you again later. Peace.